Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Hopefully, you all are having a great weekend. The moon has moved into Leo. Uh, and so when it moves into Leo, go where you're appreciated, not where you're simply tolerated. Not where you're simply tolerated. Okay. All right. So make sure you get out and get some sun wherever you are. Leo is ruled by the sun. You all are ruled by two planets, Uranus and also Saturn, right? So let's get into it. I am a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. That's right. I'm a magnet. I am a source, the creator inside of you. So we have some material up on TikTok side and also on the uh, YouTube shorts, right? About these planets going retrograde. Mercury is about to go retrograde July 18th through August the 11th. So this will be the second time this year. It first went retrograde March 15th through April 7th. And so you definitely want to, it'll be retrograde in Leo, right? So in the last couple of cycles, first part of the year, there could have been an Aquarius. Source may have had to show you through a detached, unpredictable, or an aloof Aquarius the polarity, the dark side of your energy, and why some people don't get along with Aquarius. Um, even if you are a person who is innovative, independent, and a visionary, right? So that's going to be the same type of energy that's going to end up backing you up, right? Supporting you and backing you up and trying to make things right because they may have made an impulsive decision based on who they were connected to until they detached both energetically, this cord cutting, and physically. They may not have seen things clearly. Okay, that's where you're rising above the judgment. So now somebody's going to come in contact or something about a low vibrating Leo. Your polarity sign, someone who is arrogant, stubborn, and also domineering, right? Versus a high vibrating Leo is confident, charismatic, and generous. All right, so there you go, beginning there. Let's get an angel number here for you. So yeah, so somebody may have Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising who may have made an impulsive decision based on who they were linked up with. That's the 8. But to show them and you what karmic relationships look like. Karmic relationships are not always in intimacy, right? It could be karmic. It could be like a renewal of something. It'd be around sexuality, death, or the ending of something, and people want to stay connected to you by any means necessary. Um, Transformation, shared finances, inheritance, loans, the occult, mystery, intimacy in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, Source could have allowed another Aquarius to step to the dark side of things because they were connected to other energies to make some kind of an impulsive move connected to you. Somebody possibly on the dark side of Aries, impulsive, aggressive, impatient, who maybe have forgotten that in seeing in you, the light side of you was a reflection of them, right? Like says, okay, you have an opportunity you're innovative. Like, did you forget that you're an Aquarius, right? So your polarity sign being Leo, Source is going to use a low vibrating Leo. Here we have 999, 3 of them to try to end you because of what you're creating, right? But because of your uniqueness, right? You see me shuffling the cards here. This card came out in somebody else's reading. But thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so that you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you, right? So some energies have been trying to stop you from being in your North Node. Remember, your sign rules 11th house, right? So somehow you being in 9th house, like you and 2 other energies, like having like higher 9th house is about higher education, philosophy, law, whether spiritual law, physical law, and 3D or 5D, excuse me, like religion, travel, ethics, morals, personal beliefs, spiritual beliefs. So some energies, your polarity has been trying to end you and some other energies, right? So a low vibrating Gemini, a low vibrating um, Scorpio, low vibrating Leo. So in other words, you have energies who are going to you're going to see arrogance come out, their stubborn energy come out, their domineering energy come out, um, impulsive, aggressive, impatient, energies that are jealous, secretive, obsessive. Also, energies who are escapist, overly idealistic, and also vague. So 999. That's when being raised in the family that you were raised in, you're going to realize God did not make a mistake by putting you in the family that you were put in. That's when it's going to make a mistake. You're going to realize God didn't make any mistakes because you're well equipped with handling these energies. All right, let's get into it. Well equipped with handling these energies. And because you already rule 11th house, um, especially when you find out like whatever your north node is, you'll be anything coming your way around spirituality, addictions, psychic abilities, healing, solitude, endings, world peace, secrets, emotions. Yeah, somebody, if you're operating in your north node, you are protecting your gifts. You are really, really protecting your gifts because you want to be a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. So if somebody has gone through a period of isolation, you and two other energies have gone through a period of isolation so that you can create. We're talking about 9. You and two other energies have gone into hermit mode so that you all can learn how to create room for a magnet for harmonious. You can be a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, and healed relationships, not the opposite of that. Let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading. Let's go. Right? But yeah, you operating in your north node does not affect anyone except energies who feel like you should not be operating in your north node. But source has been giving everybody an opportunity to kind of sort of fall back and yield to the creator. And some energies are just determined. The ending of something for you and two other energies have sent some people into a tailspin for real, have sent them to a tailspin. So it's just like you get a tower, you get a tower, you get a tower because you're having some kind of an awakening that you're not other people's gods. You cannot bring something to an end that was already predestined by the creator. So a moon in first quarter moon in Libra is all about a turning point or challenges or challenge phase in the lunar cycle. And so the energy builds, the tension rises between what was set in motion at the new moon and the action needed now. So it can often bring inner or external conflict requiring you to make a decision. But yeah, some fire energy was going to come between. And you had some idea of like who was behind it, some Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Sun, um, Moon, or Rising in any of those 3 zodiac signs. And so you may have you may have ended some relationships with some dark fire energy. So you've seen the dark side of how dark some energies could get, but you also know what they look like on the light side of things. So it's a choice, free will, right? Whether it was their sun, moon, or rising, you had a chance to see what you've been in the presence of some energies who vibrate on a higher frequency, right? So you're free. So anything that somebody tries to come at you and call you a garden tool, guess what? They're talking about themselves. It's reflecting who they are. Whoever these energies are, they're talking about themselves. So some energies thinking that they can end you with something. Yeah. And they would be ruthless because you've already seen the darkest side of what fire signs can do. You've seen the darkness come out. And so somebody outside of like a friend or somebody that's considered a friend or family doing something to you. Family could be like in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Um, somebody that you thought was a friend or somebody. It's only exposing them. That's all. It's just exposing them. So that's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, because somebody already, you had an idea of who was behind some kind of ruthlessness and calling you some kind of a name. Somebody had a first impression of you, but they're also seeing now like, oh wow, okay, yeah, you had an idea of who was behind something. Somebody has a sun, moon, or rising in Aries, right? But you're a prayer warrior. This is you. You're a prayer warrior, and you've been in a company of very high vibrational Aries, whoever they are, right? So somebody wanted to send you a message. It was sent right back. Return to sender. It was sent right back. And something about you not going back to somebody, even if you saw a pig fly through the sky with wings on. Yeah, you sent the message right back. Somebody did everything they could do. Somebody said that you gained weight, that you fat like a pig. They would never go back to you. No, I don't think it was. Yeah, you're free of that energy. If that's what they're saying about people, something about your weight, or they're saying something emotionally immature, that's a prayer. That's an answered prayer. There it is, death. It's an answered prayer. So that's your tower moment. Somebody came into a relationship with you, whether it was a friendship, romantic relationship, or whatever, talking all of this, they love you deep and all of this other stuff, right? But source is saying to you, it was something was a return to sender, because as you started to ascend higher, all their fiery darts coming at you, it was returned right back to sender. So with the same fury and anger that some energies were sending something to you because you vibrated higher, it went straight back to them. Return to sender. Yeah, whoever you are. So it doesn't really matter what these energies say to people, because it the same pit that they set for you, they fell in it. hmm The devil made them do it. So now they're having a tower moment. They're having a silent tower moment, because people are now saying, whoever this energy is, oh, you like to play games with people. Yeah, they came through and just said goodbye, goodbye. That was you. You just said, hey, you got ideas. You got a lot of ideas moving forward. You're a free spirited person. You're excited about what's to come. Some of you all have gone through a Saturn return. You're creating very firm boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. So it wouldn't matter. Somebody really, what the enemy meant for evil, with the devil, this Genesis 20 right here, what the enemy meant for evil, source turned it around for your good. All you had to do was vibrate higher and said, you're not responding to certain things. Let whoever think whatever about you. These energies told every kind of lie that they could tell to create nightmares. There's a 9 of swords here, but there's two sides of the sword. Somebody silently went through a nightmare. Yeah, this person has a bedpost right here. Somebody silently went through a nightmare. Didn't say one word. Didn't say nothing negative. This energy, whoever this energy is, made some emotionally immature comments, to you, and that was what ended it. That's what ended it. So whoever this energy is was grabbing for straws, trying to get you to come back with the same fury and fire. You just wouldn't. Something in you died as a child, right? And what I mean by that is, um, this is a 6 of Cups here. This connects us with Scorpio, right? You don't look like what you've been through. That's one. But something pushed you into 11th house as a child, right? So 11th house is friendships, community, goals, hopes, wishes, awareness, humanitarianism, technology in the future. Something for you, in terms, sacral chakra connects us with intimacy and emotions. Somebody saw so much death growing up that instantly, it's like you had to instantly grow up, like the baton had to be passed to you, the baton of compassion towards energy. That's where somebody's prayer life came from. Somebody immediately learned how to pray. That's where the prayer warrior came out of you. That's where the rebirth came out in you. That's what it is, right? Your North Node came out. Somebody is really a prayer warrior. So when something dies in you, as a child, something between the ages of 8 years old and 14, then that's you're a uh, a portal. A portal is open for that baton to be passed. So whoever the loved one who transitioned over that died during that time for somebody, somebody was now open. Somebody was open to receive your, and this is just for your reading here. You were open to receive your calling in life. That's what sources say. Okay, this person is ready. They can handle this. So it's really source passing the baton to you, whoever you are. So you're waking up to nightmares now because somebody is starting to see, you're starting to see, okay, you can cut ties, you can move on. You're well equipped. You can now move on. Somebody, so it's, yeah, there's a 7 of Cups here. Again, devil in the major and the minor arcana. So it's just saying to you, let me see how I can word this for somebody. If you grew up in a family where there was a lot of death around at a younger age, and I've explained this in somebody else's reading, and you were a kid and nobody could explain to you why there's so much grief, why this and why that, right? See this snake right here? When people like to call people snakes, there's two sides to that, right? So snakes do have a spine. Snakes do have a spine. People may have said you were spineless because maybe you walked away from something or you moved on from something or whatever. Somebody went all in because they saw you as opposition as soon as you entered into a relationship with them. They saw you as opposition. That has nothing to do with you. So it gave them an opportunity to not see you as opposition. Snakes do have a spine, right? Snakes do have a spine, right? So there's two sides of this, right? So just like this energy resorted to calling you all kinds of garden tools and all of this other stuff, this right here, this energy right here, and using other people to call you a garden tool and recording your conversations and doing the whole shebang, right? To just end you, like chop the head of a snake off, right? So it's like you moved on because something in you saw that growing up, where people didn't even have an opportunity to grieve the loss of anything, death of a person, death of a job, death of anything without people, so you learn how to just move on. You learn how to just move on despite people saying, well, we got this, we know that, we sold it, and all of this and that. So you're never coming back. Never. They can tell whoever, whatever. You are never coming back. You've awakened from a nightmare. They could tell whoever, whatever. So when you recognize that in other people, that another spirit has taken over, that's something, somebody's gift. Somebody sees when another spirit has taken over a person. You may not know exactly what they went through that caused them to something in them to die, but they come alive in their purpose. They come alive in their purpose. So nobody gets away with anything, right? Nobody gets away with anything. Nobody escapes karma. People come alive in their purpose. We are not each other's gods. That's why somebody is a prayer warrior. You come alive when it's time to pray for people. When you pray for people's demons, people will think you talking about everybody else. They will think you talking about yourself. They'll think you talking about this person, this person, this person. Somebody could be talking about what they saw in their childhood. May not have anything to do with whoever people think you talking about. And I'm talking about at a high vibration. At a high vibration, you just go straight into praying for people. It wouldn't matter if somebody literally meant death, spoke death over you, did everything they could do to send death your way. If source put it on somebody's heart to pray for people, this is what I'm seeing here in the card, because you sing so much lamenting. This is you right here. This is 6 of Cups right here. You go right straight into praying for people, whether people know it or not. That's somebody's north node. Yeah. And this 9 right here lets me know that you're learning more and more and more. Like this is a higher level of education. That means somebody is reading books, they're praying more, spending more time in hermit mode, just really going in and praying. So you got prayer warriors that's praying for you now too. They're like, oh my God, I jumped to some conclusions about, Aquarius. What the heck? So yeah, so somebody could have, in hindsight, two energies wish they had walked away from something in hindsight, because they are now seeing how ruthless some energies are. And source is like, but you were equipped. You're a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, and healed relationships. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, that is why, speaking of fire, wands energy, which speaks to spirituality and taking action. That is why some of y'all, whether you're in your church, mosque, or temple, in your religious life, you know another spirit has taken over when whoever is teaching or preaching or speaking or delivering a message. I'll just say that, when it's like they was looking through your window and they saw your whole life. Like, you like, how in the world this person know X, Y, and because source is showing them something. They're not even themselves. They're not even themselves. They're not even in them. They're not even themselves, right? So, like I said, you're waking up from some nightmares, and some people think you talking about them. This could be like literally, source could place it on your heart to tell something to a colleague, and they'll think that somebody came and told them something about. You didn't say anything because you're operating in your North Node. Here's the Queen of Cups here. This is why you're gonna start pouring into yourself more. You're gonna start pouring into yourself more. I mean, really pouring into yourself, because you poured out so much emotionally in the past that people thought you were grieving, or mentally, something was mentally wrong with you, or whatever people thought. Nah, that North Node came alive for you. And like, somebody absorbed so much grief, that whoever you're around, you absorb so much grief on you. That brought out the prayer war. You start praying for everybody. Like, didn't even know what you were saying, putting them little tiny fat hands together. Whoever you are was a kid. You start putting your hands together. You start praying, like, okay, God, where are you? I need you. Like, really. That's what somebody was saying. Here's the Two of Swords here. You got ancestors, right? They've been in your ear talking to you, your ancestors. So when people try to blindside you, oh, you copied this, or you copied that, you copied off me, you recorded, you did this and you do that, your ancestors stay in your ear talking to you, and you are surrounded by them. So when you walk in, oh, you wearing the same thing I'm wearing, or you copied this, no, your ancestors tell you. Somebody is so spirit led, it's not even funny. Just through prayer, remember that you're in human form. So here we have the Two of Wands here. That's how you know things. That's how you know things. Even when you are on local or international travel, you could be looking like you got eyes behind your head, for real. That's why this right here, Ace of Cups here, when you walk out the door and you end the relationship, okay, you got eyes in the back of your head. You already, you steps ahead. You almost like a person that's like, okay, I poured out everything to this energy, and you still do this. Like, for real, you still do this. You still try to end, you and two other energies try to end you still do this. Yeah. Return to sender. Return to sender. Somebody did something where they didn't want to leave any footprints or fingerprints, in terms of like recording something or pictures or whatever the case may be. So, as to stop you and someone else from traveling locally or globally, return to sender. Return to sender, because now those same energies are like, oh my God, we gotta protect this energy. This is the Ace of Cups. Now people are like, oh, we gotta protect this energy. They helped us with some kind of an awakening. What the heck? We gotta protect this energy. They help us to see something that came alive in us. We sit there and believe lies and stuff that was told around somebody behind their back. We got to protect ourselves. It's a return to sender. People are having a silent tower moment, and that's why somebody is so divinely protected. It's not even funny. Your ancestors stay in your ear, helping you to wake up, because you've been praying for so many people, crying, praying that whatever died in people, that it will quickly, like an airplane, send them straight into their North Node, like send them straight into. But see, the reason why you got nine, so the reason why somebody had to go, you had to go through the earthly experience. You had to go through the earthly experience. Somebody had to go through earthly experience. So somebody would recognize death on anything. Somebody can see when a relationship is dying, or something, or when it's ready for a job to end, that's a death. When it's ready for a friendship to end, when it's time to go, it's time to go. 999. You just sail on through the storm. This is the Six of Swords with people shady behind your back. Oh, that person needs to be institutionalized. That's it. Time for the recycling bin. which is not funny that people would even say that. But the reason why you don't have to be afraid is because somebody is operating in their North Node. Because you're operating in your North Node. Somebody is genuinely compassionate towards the human race. And so you have an idea. You had an idea of what two energies were behind something. Fire sign and water sign were behind something in terms of your mental health or your sexual health or physical health or whatever the case may be, creating nightmares behind your back, trying to do some kind of a destiny swap. But Source is saying to you, return to sender. It's a straight up return to sender, because that is not your heart towards energies. You ain't out here trying to, they gotta copy everything you say. I mean, like, record everything you say, take pictures of everything, don't want to give you the pictures or send you pictures or anything, up to something. Yeah, create constant dark magician energy, creating this right here, this 8 right here looks like an infinity symbol, somehow trying to keep you chained, to keep other people in the loop, right? But whatever anxiety you may have been feeling, or people had ideas about you being an open book, it's with good intentions to help people. But it's not just the intention, it's the action that you're putting behind it. Yeah, the action that you're putting behind it. Somebody really thought that they knew you. These are familiar spirits. They don't really know you. Not when you start out at fire. You got 2 other layers to go down, like your root chakra and also your solar plexus. I mean, your sacral chakra. Then you get to your solar plexus chakra. So these energies wanted to feel significant in some way, shape, form, or fashion by causing you some kind of what they thought was an ego death right here. But they made an impulsive move. So now some people are like, oh no, we gotta protect you at all costs, whoever you are. You're expanding. Here's a 3 of Wands here. You're taking a leap of faith, not fear. Um, Something for you feels very much like home. Something like for you and someone else feels very much like home, because you're free. You're free spirited, right? And this is where a lot of people are going to be connecting. Like, a lot of people are going to be connecting with their purpose, their North Node. Is You're very clear on your delivery. Some people may not have known the whys because they were too busy trying to be familiar with any lies that were being told about you, whether people were showing them pictures, video, all these copycat images out here, all this other stuff. But you're waking up from some nightmares. Somebody's waking up from nightmares from their youth. And it just mirrors a lot of other people's lives. And people are sitting out here, oh, they talking about, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. This, okay. Did you get that recording? Did you get that picture? Did you get that? Child, what in the world? Yeah, so it's like you get a tower, you get a tower, you get a tower, and you get a tower, because somebody wasn't even talking about who somebody thought somebody was talking about. So yeah. Yeah, somebody walking away in disillusionment, like, for real, like, really? What in the world? You created all of that? Okay. That's what I mean. Some people can't even wake up from, like, helping other people because people want you to heal fast. That's why some of y'all, depending on what frequency you're on, looking at your cards here, you're going to start seeing a lot of videos on social media about how people are still processing the loss of loved ones. Are they crazy? No. What's wrong? I mean, no, they're not crazy. So it's just saying to you, the not in a way that people are trying to be shady towards you using that word. I don't like to use that word, but like, not in a way that people are trying to be shady towards you, in no sense of the word whatsoever. But you have you have a lot of things in common. This is why somebody's going to realize they were born in the right family. So people trying to judge your family, they got to they got to sweep in front of their own front door. Whoever they are, they got to sweep in front of their own front door. looking at you, just looking at the physical and assuming they can copy something. You copy your medical records, physical, mental health records. Your that's what this is right here. That's what this right here. The snakes on the medical symbol. Kind of people trying to copy all of this other. So we got to get a copy of this. We got to get a copy of that. We got to get it because to phase you out. That's this right here. Phase you and somebody out during a Saturn return. Nope. You have purpose. So that's why you're saying 999. Yeah. Here's the Three of Pentacles here. Yeah. So. Yeah, you're a team player. I'm looking at here. I see somebody in a leadership position here, looking at you, and you're see you in a leadership position because somebody really understands something about you. I see you that you may have applied for jobs or whatever. Something may have motivated you to either go to school or apply for a job or whatever it is that you're doing. But while these energies were using their time to create, put together a team to come up against you, again, seeing you as opposition, Source was creating opportunities for you. That's where the tower is. Source of creating creating opportunities for you so that you can expand. That's why something has come to an end. That's why something has come to an end. Some kind of lie that was told about you and somebody else has already come to an end. It's already come to an end. So let's see what else we got here in your cards. That's why I said go where you are appreciated. The moon is in Leo. Go where you're appreciated, not where you are tolerated. Then on Sunday, the moon is going to move into Virgo. That's where you are realizing you need to go into hermit mode, and that's where the light turns on for you, and that's where their creativity is coming through. Somebody was able to move mountains by just praying. That's the action that you're taking, praying. When people are like, oh, this person doesn't have a backbone, they don't have this, they don't have that, they're really talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves. Somebody was trying to project themselves onto you, showing you zero grace while you were healing from something. So I do see a leadership position for you, looking at your cards here. He's a very compassionate leader. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, because you're quite resourceful. You know how to tap in. This is you. You're down to earth. You're relatable. You're resourceful. You're very fertile in whatever seeds you plant. You're practical. You create a comfortable environment for people who are going through. You're not judgmental of people's, sexuality. You're not judgmental of people's number 8, their renewal, their sexuality, how they process death, their transformation, how they may have transformed, their shared finances, if they're, trying to dig themselves out of some finances or trying to, restructure their financial situation, their inheritance, their loans, the occult knowledge, mystery, um, their intimacy. In other words, you're right in Aquarius mode. You're no respecter of person. You're not trying to be someone's God. You're just like no respecter of person. You're just saying, okay, hey, I'm going with God's flow. That's what this water is. I'm going with God's flow. That's why these familiar spirits, seeing you as opposition. Let me see. 5, 4. Yeah. Seeing you as opposition coming through the door. Right? Seeing you as opposition coming through the door. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Didn't want to trying to get to know you. That's why these energies created something. 3 of Wands here. So something is coming together for you. A team is coming together for you. A team is coming together for you. This is a teamwork, travel, commerce, rapid growth, expansion, looking ahead. Because you are a team player. You are a team player. And some people have some ideas about what they're trying to create for you. So this is all, like I said, what the enemy meant for evil. This is your dharma, right? The enemy meant for evil, so it's turned around for your good. So looking at here's the 4 of Wands here. Something is going to feel like very much like home for you and someone else, right? It could be whoever the energy is. You have to pray about it to find out exactly who the energy is. But something is going to feel like home. You could be going to somebody's wedding. I saw this before. Like somebody's colleague could be inviting you to their wedding. Yeah, somebody is gonna be inviting you to something, some kind of a celebration. Um, yeah, somebody's wedding. Not your wedding, but it's somebody else's. Somebody else getting married. Yeah, because some people just jumped out there. They just jumped out there, impulsive, just jumped out there, assumed something. Um, yeah, in other words, in short, a lot of people are second guessing bringing towers down on everybody because everybody's breaking some kind of generational cycle chain and curse and showing how gracious source has been with each and every person. So yeah, some energies are saying we got to protect this one. Hold on, the Empress card, because you feel things very strongly in your body. Like, so when you start emotionally eating and your back start hurting, you're like, okay, your body is trying to tell you something. Like, well, what? Well, hold on now. Your body is keeping count. Your body is keeping count. It's like, okay, I got to pray for this one. I got to pray for this one, this one, this one, this one. And they don't even know that you are praying for them. Like, I feel like when you first meet people, this is the Ace of Wands here. People have an idea of who you are. They see you almost as opposition. So they may create a scenario to see, okay, we say this or we do this. Let's see if they're going to upset them or get them mad. When I tell y'all, looking at your cards here, somebody may say something emotionally immature about you, may say, oh, you look like you need some sun at your job. What does that have to do with work? Nothing. That's just being mean spirited. Um, or somebody says, oh, you need to eat. Or they don't know if you have a medical condition. Just being mean has nothing to do with work, right? Nothing work related. Or you need to lose weight. Okay, yeah, something or something about your physical features or something. They're just projecting themselves onto you because they saw you as opposition walking through the door, whoever it is. Or somebody may use some kind of a racial slur to see if you're going to get mad enough because they heard something about you, a lie about you, just to see. Some of y'all have heard it all. All it does is just project their, it just shows their demons. That's it. That's it, whoever they are. And it exposes the people they're connected with. Here's the Ace of Wands here. So again, so now somebody knows, somebody has some idea who may have baited you into something, baited you into, I don't know, maybe it was a business deal or something somebody was doing. Somebody could have baited you into some kind of a new project. But looking at this here, something is going to feel very much like, something is going to feel, like I said, somebody could be invited to somebody's wedding. I don't know, some kind of celebration or homecoming or something. Something's going to feel very much like community for you. Like it's going to, something is going to have you right in your north node. Um, hmm. Yeah, somebody wants to create something for you now that something is over. Somebody could be a music teacher. Um, here we have the Ace of Wands here. So some kind of a new project or something is being created for you now, but also in that some kind of a new romance is coming. But it's also coming from the energies who played some role in baiting you into something. So that's where you want to be crystal clear and that you need, as a prayer warrior, you're praying to source for complete and total clarity, right? King of Pentacles. You have enough information. You have enough information at this point of what pack people run with. Yeah, what pack people run with. So yeah, some energies now that was calling you a snake is now, no, we got to protect this one. We got to, they bring it out, they reminding us of something. Yeah. Here's the Page of Swords here. Whatever anxiety you may have been going through about something, you and someone else, is coming to an end very soon. Because again, somebody you considered as family or friends or whatever. I mean, when I say they went ham on somebody and creating a whole narrative around you, You is every kind of garden tool under the sun, child. Whoever you are, man or woman. Here we have Queen of Wands here. Somebody was determined to bring out a dark side of you, but you had already done your shadow work. So it just projected it, just like I said, return to sender. Yep. So somebody was pretty confident and pretty feisty, pretty self-assured, pretty determined. That's 9. You're determined to create something. So you were determined, you and 2 other people were determined to create something, to detach yourselves. And so some energies, other energies were equally as determined to create something that was going to make you look like you're the one that's egotistical and tyrannical, but actually it sent the spell work back. That was their goal, was to make it seem like you were egotistical and tyrannical, but it sent the spell work back. Number 9, the situation. Here's a 2 of Wands here. Yeah. Um, I feel like you're to get ready. Somebody go take a trip, because 2 energies. Yeah, you're waiting on some kind of results for something. They could be waiting on some results for something too, but something is already over with 2 energies. And I'm talking about the situation has been deaded. You on the rebirth side. You're operating in your north node. Something is already over. 4 of Cups here, because you know how to tap in. When you feel like your back is against the wall, you know how to tap in. Yeah. Yeah, these energies also created something saying that you're depressed, you're feeling unfulfilled, your contemplation, disconnected from reality or something. Who knows? These people online and talking about child. Who knows? Anyway, Knight of Swords here. Yeah. So yeah, but you're also surrounded by ancestors as well. Also surrounded by ancestors as well. So yeah, 6 of Wands. So you're already like the energies are trying to be on stage. They want to be, center of attention. And Source puts you right back where you belong. Quickly puts you right back where you belong. Again, operating in North Node. So even if you're a person who is reserved, operating in North Node inspires you to be a cheerful giver to Source. To be a cheerful giver to Source. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. All right, let's close it out. Let's go ahead and close it out. Yeah, Moon in Libra is all about balance, like balance. The scales are balanced, healthy work-life balance, and that's what I'm seeing here. Some energies are making it seem like they need to create something because they felt like you need a handler, a partner. You needed someone to travel through life with, um, and so somebody could have new love coming across your path. You could. But you've been baited. Somebody may have been baited into a relationship in the past. And so that could be one of the very energies that's now like, oh no, we got to protect this one because this energy is helping us to go through a rebirth in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So let's see. Behold beauty. When you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. That's why I talk about raising your frequency, keeping your vibrations high. That's why you're ending things. Some energies automatically thought that you were the opposition. Like, wow. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is right here, you grieve, like think your grief is really a result of like you grieving for loved ones who may have transitioned. Doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. So that can come up like a memory can come up. Here we have participate. Don't confuse intention with entitlement. The entitlement to demand from the world leaves you with nothing. The world is rich and so are you. But somebody is definitely rich in compassion for people who have ended whatever life cycles. But yeah, so now somebody is adding to that. You're also cutting energetic cords as well, not just in the physical, but you're also cutting energetic cords. Yeah. Then we have it's coming. See this person with this big backpack on their back? That's why somebody's been walking through life, like just like walking uphill with a gigantic backpack, like holding other people's emotions. So you can do a cord cutting ceremony. That's going to really help you to balance somebody to balance it out. But hope is on the horizon in the face of challenges. Remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. Good things in store for you. Inner strength. So don't lose yourself in the things that you can't change. Focus on the things that you can change, like your attitude, mindset, energy. You've got everything that you need. Yeah, these energies, unfortunately, as soon as they get an idea about something, they pounce on something versus even wanting to know a backstory or anything. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perseverance, and then also spark of life. So you have the power within yourself to conquer any challenge and come out stronger on the other side. Trust in your resilience and your ability to persevere. Don't sink into hopelessness and despair, for in you lives a spark of life that is undefeated and unbeatable. You can overcome everything your destiny depends upon. Yeah. So yeah, these energies were committed to calling you liars and recording every little thing that you're doing, taking pictures of you. I mean, literally to bring a tower down on you, bring a silent tower. So some of you all have been feeling like everywhere you go, people want to take pictures. Like you, like for real, like you were a celebrity in some way, shape, form, or fashion, like you were already in North Node. You can't let your ego get in the way and think, oh, these people just say they know me from this place and that place. No, something was created to bring a tower, a silent tower. These two cards right here, something was created to bring a silent tower down on you. But instead, what happened, looking at your cards here, because some of my energies called you a snake, you're spineless, you're a snake, and got all this creativity going on. Some of the same energies that, no, we got to protect this energy now. No, they actually really are compassionate. They really are compassionate. When their back is against the wall, they know how to tap into source through prayers. All right, let's get last couple of cards here. Last couple of cards. So somebody does have new love coming across their path, whoever you are, or somebody's going to be invited to a wedding or some kind of celebration or whatever you're invited to. So congratulations to you. Job offer or something coming across your path. So congratulations to you. It's something that you prayed for, something that you prayed for. But ask source for clarity. Readers are not source, resources, not source though. Yeah, we're not other people's God. We're not anybody's gods. So back straight and walk away. Yeah, you're definitely walking away from some energies. You're leaving them behind. Yeah. Somebody's ex was on an assignment. So hmm so I see you scheduling a vacation. First red flag, pray and meditate. Time to ground yourself. It's time to start dating again for somebody. So if somebody is dating, so get focused. And somebody has not been completely honest with you about something, but source is exposing it all, whatever it is. Let's see. You have the gift of deja vu. That's what I'm talking about right here. hmm Yep. Third eye chakra cleanse. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Six of Cups is something reminds you it's like you've already been there before. Even if you were living it through someone else, you've already been there before. Like, so you could be living in this experience of a loved one who is still alive and what they experience in some form of death with them. So like you gotta be careful about what you say about other people. Like if you say, "Oh my God," like judging somebody, like, "Oh, they've been married a certain number of times." Guess what? You can be get ready to be put in their shoes, or look at this person. They whatever you about to be put in. You could put in their shoes, right? So that's what source is trying to tell people. Is like, that's a judgment card. Is in your the Pluto, which is a judgment card, is in your zodiac sign. Is retrograde in your zodiac sign until October 14th. So be careful with your words because you can be put in someone else's shoes. Somebody told a whole lot of lies about you. They created a whole narrative and all of this going on about you. So to create a nightmare that you had already gone through. Like, I mean, that's why there's no more conversation. It's just, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. It's over. Kaput. Nothing. They wanted to swap destinies with you. That's going to be a no. They need to do the mirror work, but so do you. Neptune retrograde July 4th. Um, Chiron retrograde July 30th in Aries. Neptune retrograde is going to be in Aries. Saturn retrograde is going to be in Aries. Um, Mercury goes retrograde again July 18th. That's going to be in Leo. And then, of course, your, like I said, your Pluto is already retrograde in your zodiac sign. It went retrograde May 4th. So, yeah, you want to tap into all of that. Yeah, when people see you as opposition coming through the door, it's only a matter of time that you're going to see it. It's going to be a matter of time before you see it. But somebody's learning how to pray ahead of time so you can see it in advance. So, like I said, if you go on a job and somebody says something mean spirited, whatever, they trying to project something onto you. So it's just saying, hey, look, somebody calls you, you know, a Jezebel, or they think you look like one, or Ahab, or a Delilah spirit, or whatever. They're really talking about themselves, what somebody said that they are. They projected that onto you. So it's just like, there's no need for you to ever go backwards. Reframe. This is happening for me, not to me. Yeah, this is a gift. Somebody was telling on themselves. They were telling their own demons. Speaking their own demons. So that's going to be a 999. Somebody let you know exactly who they were connected with. They exposed everybody that they were connected with. So again, you're a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. And that is that. Yep, you're walking away. Like I said, in total disillusionment. Like I said, from cold-hearted energies. So yeah, somebody had already walked away from something, but something like, I don't know what the temperature is where you are, but something about snow, because this person looks like it's snow. You walked away a long time ago from something. Could have been like it was snowing outside or cold or something wherever you are. I don't know where people are in the world, or if if it's the opposite of where you are. But they could have said that you were cold hearted, and where you are right now could be ice or snow or whatever the case may be. Doesn't matter. You walked away. Something inspired you to walk away, right? What would seem like a warm-hearted conversation for you turned you saying, you need to walk away. Hindsight, somebody should have heard something first time. Somebody made some kind of a personal pot shot at you about your physical appearance. So it's just saying some kind of emotionally immature comment to you. It set off a chain reaction. So yeah, something is happening for you, not to you. Okay. So yeah, you won something. Yeah, you've won something. So that is what I'm seeing for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. I think that's it. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful. So I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.